Hey everybody, MxRheyRhey back with another Watercolor Wednesday video, with another closet voiceover recording because some last minute babysitting had to be had. So today is a bit of a special episode because I am going to be painting something that technically I commissioned myself to do. This is going to be a birthday present for my lovely dearest, and I hope he likes it when he gets it, in hand and everything. But this one, I was wondering if I should even showcase it for you guys, because I was a little worried that it was a bit of a trend following sort of video. But it would be like a late trend, because it is going to be a skull with flowers, and I'm not used to drawing that, like, at all. That's not something I watch. Emily Artful draw them all the time. I love her style and everything. This isn't like the reference I use for the skull isn't anything like from her art. I just know that is something that she likes to do, and that's pretty much her thing. I'm not trying to copy it or anything. I just thought I'd try something different. But it is apparently a trend for some people to do skulls and flowers. I don't know if it's technically like a cliche at this point, because anytime you do see someone drawing skulls, there's usually like flowers behind it. I don't know why. There's like a symbolism to it, but like it could really mean anything, and it's also just like, I wouldn't say it's been done to death, because that would be too good of a pun, but it has been done a lot, and I think that in itself kind of makes it more of like, in a way, I think it would be more of like an artist milestone to get to the skull and flower phase. Just sort of because, everyone at some point likes to draw skulls. That was like my big thing back in 5th grade, was I had like this skull flag on my backpack that I drew with gel pens, and everyone was very concerned for some reason. But I was just like, no, I just feel like drawing this. Sorry. Not really sorry. But they were like, oh, like, are you angry or something? I'm like, no. And they're like, okay. They just thought I was weird for like the rest of my life. So besides that, like, everyone kind of goes through a skull phase, and some stick with it, and that's absolutely fine because they do beautiful work with what they like to draw. But yeah, I just thought I'd try it this time around. I was actually really, really happy with how this turns out, so stick to the end if you want to see how that goes. But I don't know, like, it's been a thing with me about whether I should follow like YouTube art trends or not. I know, like, everyone talks about it, everyone has to think about it a little bit if they want people to see their work, but I also just like want to draw what I feel like drawing, which is in and itself isn't always bad. If like you're comfortable drawing something, no one says that, like, no one's telling me I can't draw what I want to draw, because like, why be in art then if you don't want to just, like, you wanted to draw something. That's why you started with all of the art and the drawing and the sketching and everything. So like, I guess later on in my life, if I just want to do landscape, portraits, paintings, anything like that, no one's stopping me. And if I paint enough of them, I can get really good at like finding my own style. But I also like to push myself to try to draw new things, to try and learn things that don't necessarily always pertain to landscapes. And that's why it's not bad to follow trends, as long as we're not doing it for like, I guess the wrong reasons. Everyone would have their own wrong reason for doing something. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of pauses, but yeahs and ums in this video if you haven't noticed. So trends. I'm getting off topic when I have nothing else to distract me. Trends. That's just the whole thing. Like, it's almost annoying sometimes when you have to like be aware of them, but like but it's also considered dumb not to pay attention to them at all, especially here up on the the internet world, which is in and of itself is a weird concept, but it's a thing that we all live with, so it's something to get used to. If I know particularly if I want to grow this YouTube channel, I have to at least be aware of the trends, and like if I really wanted to, try to find my own way to do things, so like you can distinguish me from any other person. And that's fine, and that's a really good way to like grow and show how you are like unique, and people like get to understand and recognize your style just off the bat. But also, like, it's so tiring. I think all of my life I have always prioritized what makes me tired and what hasn't, because that's pretty much how my life has gone. I love doing art because it might like tire me out physically a little sometimes, depending on how focused I want to be on something, but like mentally it's so freeing and invigorating that I continue to do it and love it. Otherwise, why want to make it a career path at all, you know? So things when it comes to following art trends, I never bash anyone who's following really an art trend to like see what they can do and see it as a challenge. I think that's pretty much what I'm doing with this skull and flower portrait. But it's weird to have to think about. It's weird to have to talk about too, like it's some like esoteric thing. I don't know if esoteric's the right word, but it's a thing that exists and people think about and people stress about. It's weird. Like, I want to be an artist and I want to be acknowledged for my art so bad, but then I have to acknowledge then that people will sometimes want me to do specific things with my art. Like, it's weird. It's a weird concept, because this one activity that I found that I can do by myself or with other people, others who aren't artists and want me to draw for them will always like tell me I'm drawing something in my own style wrong. I don't know. It's weird. And it's a weird concept. But I mean, sometimes like that comes with commission work. I would guess that comes with commission work. You are being told what to paint for these people who are willing to pay you. That is how freelancing and commission work goes. It's just really weird when people expect you to do it all the time, like you're their personal artist. This is going a different way. I was talking about YouTube art trends and just art trends in general. So I was watching this little sort of art lecture. If you haven't found Art Prof on here on YouTube channel and you're an artist, I would totally recommend checking them out. They are such a great tool to learn like different things about art, like techniques, about art mediums, about like art theory, and like just a whole bunch of resources when it comes to art and how to make your art better for you personally or for others, or if you want to make it a business. It's just, I can't recommend finding their channel enough. It's amazing. But I was watching a lecture, because that's what I do when I do like art and other activity. I like watch lectures and listen to lectures as like podcasts, so I don't have to like focus on too much on what I'm doing. I don't like put more effort than needed to into a painting. And they were talking about how Instagram, like this whole controversy with Instagram, how it is trying to push videos more than photos, which is a big thing for artists on Instagram, because a lot of the time it's a lot of work trying to make videos of paintings, like with your mobile phone and like other things, because this is easy for me. What you're seeing right now, I just have a camera mounted above my whole sort of like, not my whole desk, but like the majority of my desk, and you can see I can use both of my hands to like keep the thing steady if I need to. My hands are free to do whatever I need to. And that part's easy, but not everyone can get equipment like this. And some people, it's just so much easier to just show in like slide format, like pictures of their process. And that, so Instagram doing the whole we want to do videos thing kind of dampers the whole art sharing portion of what Instagram was pretty much founded on. But then again, you can't blame them, because Instagram is following trends. They have to follow trends in order to stay relevant, and it sucks. And while I have a very bad history personally of not sharing on social media so much, even though I want people to see my art and like not even just talk about it, but like see it and have like other artists and like with them see it and like start I have to move. Like, I'm laying down, I have to move positions, so if I sound farther away, it's because my mouth is, but my body whole presently is still as close to the mic as ever. Yes, Instagram is following trends. Artists have, if you want to be a social media artist, you have to follow trends, and it's a weird relationship. It's more of like a business relationship than anything. That's how you probably have to see it, rather than like a personal relationship, because social media is not a person. There are people in it, but social media in itself and how to work it and how to be personal with other people who also use it, that's all business. It's all analytical and technical, and so you have to follow those trends a bit, and it's awkward, and I'm not good at keeping up with it. Consistency has always been a major problem for me, so having to follow trends and follow social media, like keep up with social media more than like follow social media, has always been a weird relationship when it comes to my art. I can't believe I've actually like stayed on topic for a whole video so much, so I'm gonna have to start, going on tangents. I'm gonna start talking about my picture now. I really love how this came out. So what you guys see at the very end is not like the final project. I do like some light touches afterwards. It doesn't look too different, but I really did like how this came out. Like, I don't have a picture of it, but like I took some time trying to get this skull like right. Like, I sketched this out on a sketch pad instead of my watercolor paper, obviously, about like 3 to 4 times, just trying to get like the basic shape of the skull where my hand would get used to it, just so I'd focus more on getting the proportions right than trying to make it look like whatever definitive like style or whatever that means that I have, which I don't believe I have. I'm still like, I'm year 2 into having to do this on a consistent basis, like making myself do this on a consistent basis. So do I have a style yet? I don't believe I do, and that's absolutely fine with me. But this was really fun. I don't think skulls and flowers are going to be like a new common thing for me to do, but I was really happy to like try this out, and it came out really great. And I would just, sometimes trends are not bad. I can't remember when this was a trend. I just know that I follow someone who does this regularly, and I love their work. But yeah, trends are a weird relationship. There's not really much I can say that you probably haven't already thought of, or some people haven't already discussed or figured out for themselves. It's just a process. It's personal to you, and you have to figure out your relationship with these YouTube trends, whether you want to follow them or not. There was apparently a trend going on a while back that I missed, which was like unicorns and mythical creatures or something. And I don't know, it just sounds, even though I'm learning how to draw like architecture and people for a fantasy setting, it just seemed way too mythical for me. Like I wouldn't know how. I can understand how I would draw like unicorns and like that. I would mostly just try to use horse anatomy and then put my own spin on it. But one, I can't draw horses. That's like a thing for me. I'm learning. I won't like shy away from it, but it's hard for me to do. And two, like, I don't know. I don't have to follow every trend if I don't feel like it would, if I don't want to. It's not even like it wouldn't benefit me to learn how to draw horses and unicorns. It's just, why? I don't feel like it. And that's fine. That's a valid excuse not to follow a trend. Another, oh man, I lost the thought. I was thinking about it while I was talking and I lost my thought. There was something else about trends. Maybe it was the trend of like, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I certainly have, but that's because probably I started with landscapes and like am only confident in landscapes. But there is an absolute trend of most videos nowadays being personal. Like, and by personal, I mean having to do with people, drawing a portrait, pretty girls, everything like the like. And that's just something I really cannot follow. I'm learning how to draw people. Like, I'm mostly doing it for the anatomy. But yeah, like my paintings own like featuring and being the main focus, like people being the main focus, I don't think that's gonna be a thing that I do, and that's gonna hold me back when it comes to wanting to be seen and following the trends. But that's something I've like made a decision pretty much. Like most of like my drawings in the future will include people, but they won't be the main focus. They'll be part of the focus. But yeah, so my laptop is dying very quickly, and so I'm gonna stop talking now while this portrait is finishing up. And just letting you know, I have a Patreon, I have a Redbubble account. Links are for everything are in description down below. And I'll see you guys later. So I hope you enjoyed the painting. I enjoyed painting it, and I'll see all of you guys. I can't keep saying goodbye.